Hello everybody, it's Whisper100 here.
And Zeromaster as well.
And so this is the commentary for the crossover review me and Zero did. So,
Yes.
Zero, why don't you tell us how this plan came to be?
I think if I remember correctly, I saw I'd gotten Lightspeed Rescue for N64 back in winter, and I saw a copy of the PS1 version at Anime North, and I almost bought it. But I thought, no, it's the same game, I'm not going to bother buying it. And then we had a discussion, I think it was we had a discussion later on, and you said, no, the game's different. And I'm like, oh, well, I should have bought it.
Yeah, it was like at near Kineticon time. Yeah, I think that was right. Go-Go 5 music.
Yeah, the Go-Go 5 music. This is the English
like that
version I
touch?
sent you, right?
Yes, it is. How'd you like that touch?
Yeah, I like that. That was hilarious, but I guess, like, you said you had the game, and I'm like, if they're different, and you said you played the N64 version, you're like, yeah, it's nothing compared to the PlayStation version, and I can't remember if it was me or you who brought up the idea of maybe we should do a crossover.
I think it was you, but I was the one that says, like, you should check out the PS1 and see the difference, and then after that, you were like, hey, we should do a crossover and, like, compare the two games, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And, of course, this plan set in when it came to Toronto, to visit Toronto. So what do you think of Toronto?
Well, I've been to Toronto several times, but I think,
well, specifically Chinatown.
Yeah, Chinatown and the mall we went to, the,
Pacific Mall.
Pacific Mall. It was really good. I wish we would have had more time in Chinatown, but I had to work the next day, so... And we still had to shoot all this. We actually did this at the end of our little trip. And I love that title card.
Yeah, that was a cop-out by me for you artists out there, but it looks good enough to pass.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did this on the last day, so that wasn't very productive of us.
But, I mean, we got it all shot within, I think, an hour or two. Like, it didn't take us very long to do everything.
You were also kind of getting we were like shooting it at night too, so it was like during sleeping time or a time where we wanted to sleep because the next day you were gonna go home. So.
Yeah,
and then that was also when Con Bravo was happening too.
Yeah, I think, well, that entire day, like, the start of the day we had to record the PlayStation 1 footage, which I think took us an hour or so.
Yeah.
And then we were going to ANC to meet the AVGN. Unfortunately, his plane got canceled.
His flight got canceled and he had to drive, so Zero and I missed out on that. Well, specifically Zero there, because he never got his tough enough signed until, like, I decided to keep his copy and bring it to Con Bravo to sign.
Yeah, and when I review that game, I'll have his signature on there as well. But yeah, like, we went, so I thought, well, I wanted to go see Chinatown, because I'd asked you about it before, and I said, I've never gone, and I'm like, is it a ways away? You're like, nah, it's not that far away, we could go down there. I'm like, yeah, sure. So,
also near Fan Expo, which just ended, like, last week.
Yeah. So, it was near, and we spent some time there, and then we went to Pacific Mall for quite a bit. I think it was a couple hours we were there. And then,
finally got to, like, explore the mall thoroughly as opposed to the one time I went.
Oh, you remember the double driver we found there that was, like, so expensive?
Oh my god! Fuck the people! Fuck the Asians!
I just realized there's, like, a URL scribbled on the bottom of the image. But no, like, and then we went there, and then we basically went back to your house, ate, chilled for a bit, and then we're like, we're gonna have to, okay, we cannot sleep until we finish the filming and writing of this review, so...
I think we finished the writing, like, we finished the writing before we did the filming, so we had that planned out. We at least got some progress. Also, 50-50.
Yeah, it's... I think one thing that some people that, we initially commented on, I don't know how many people have seen the review, we initially commented on is, people might be quick to say, like, well, Zero's not even in this review, but the thing is I think the original plan was we were going to talk about each game individually. Like, I was going to talk about the N64 and then You were going to talk about the PS1 version.
Yeah, that was the plan.
And then we had changed our minds, but I forgot, so I only recorded like the N64 portion. Plus, the way you wrote the PlayStation version
it
script
suited
was
me
different.
a little more.
Yeah, so it's like
I feel like I took over a little bit too much, like 75% out of the entire video, or just 70. But yeah, we'll see how that works out. It was more on the idea that I knew both games, and Zero only knew the N64 until this day.
Until the day we did this review. So.
And at Kineticon when we played it at Unreal's house.
Yeah, oh yeah, we did play it there. We played a little bit, but I hadn't played the whole game.
Well, we got up to like half the game because it's only 7 levels long, but 7 good levels no less.
But yeah, I'm really satisfied with how this turned out. The only thing that I said was a problem was that my audio, when I record with my mic, I record on the setting 2, which is for singing. But I do that so I can get up really close to the mic and record my audio clearer. And I normalize it, but in my audio program Audacity, but I have to do extra normalizing in Sony Vegas usually. And there's a lot. It sounds like a lot of the time it's my audio's lower, but that's just because my mic settings, and I didn't really give you a specification on that or anything. I just said, here's my audio, it should be good. So sorry I didn't really give you any insight on that.
Well, it's also like my fault too, because I had like control to back that up, because in Audacity, and just like amp it up. Which what was it? It was I also had to like fix a few things in the N64, because while we did script it out, there were some things missing, like certain details, like the story of the Titanium quest was actually to, well, not save the Titanium Ranger, but search the materials, because I had to look through Zero's footage, and I was like, wait a minute, when does this start talking about Titanium? And I was like, oh,
yeah, exactly,
and interfere. And the yay sound too.
Yay!
We completely forgot. We completely forgot to mention that in the script. So I was like, I gotta fill in again.
I think the original joke I had was that clip that the guys were playing. That was that guy going yay, but like I never got around to asking for it, and I thought. But your solution actually worked out better, because it just gets annoying enough that when it's done, you remember it, but you're not annoyed with it anymore.
Oh god, the LIGHTSPEED elephant. I was like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, the developer. You're right. These driving stages actually do look like Last Action Hero ones.
I know, except like 50 times slower, and now Last Action Hero actually does have something good. It's better than the driving than thingy, but that's still not saying much.
You reviewed that game like 4 times, didn't you?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3 times.
I went to
the third one being
channel, and there were 3 different. Your old channel, and there were 3 different reviews on Last Action Hero, and I was like, why did you review this so many times?
Yeah, that was. In hindsight, that was really stupid.
No, I've actually been watching some of your old reviews. I guess we should probably actually talk about this review while we're doing it, but
Yes, we should.
This is, I'm going to be bringing this up in my next review that has to do with Power Rangers, but THQ, this is the first game they started getting the license for games. And basically what they would do is they'd pick, it's almost like they pick a developer out of a hat, and they're like, okay, you can do it. Because they change developers like every year.
And giving people chance to shine, and obviously...
Yeah, chance to shine.
So it's not so much not giving the good people to do. It's just to see like if someone can do better, and well, obviously, the people who made the N64 one didn't do a very good job.
Like there's Power Rangers games since THQ got the license. They've either been really bad or kind of like mediocre. Like I like the Lightspeed Rescue game for PlayStation, but it's compared to other video games, it doesn't really hold up. Now, as a licensed game, it holds up because there are very few good licensed games from this era.
Oh god, the doorway.
That was a huge problem, the camera in this one.
Well, we thought we glitched the game, and I was like, oh my. fucking god, but no, the camera just didn't show us where we are, so we kept hitting the doorway. It's very easy to get caught, if I remember correctly.
I know some people might say, well, you guys cheated because you gave yourself extra lives. It's like, well, we're just trying to get through the game so we can
and show you the game too, and also, fuck you, this game's hard too.
Yeah, this game is not a walk in the park. Just
I guess that makes up for the short levels, because, you know, it's like the old games where, we have short levels, we might as well make it as hard as possible.
Like, I mean, this game is short, but it's definitely not, like, it's not...
You will die a lot.
You'll die a lot. I think we died, like... I don't even know, because we didn't have any continues or anything, but we died a ton, like...
You'll see in later footage where Zero falls off the map. Yeah, he instantly just loses a life there, so it's very easy to die. So you can be really good, but that stuff happens.
I have to say though, out of just Power Rangers games, probably the Lightspeed Rescues for PlayStation is one of the better ones. It's really it's boring on your own. It's really something you should play with a friend as a gimmick.
Oh, definitely. Even though the radius of where you can explore the screen really sucks, at least it's fun.
It's kind of like, I guess, Goof Troop for the Super Nintendo sets. Like, it's way better with a friend.
Here's a scene where you instantly lose a life. And then from Jurassic Park.
Yeah. I also like how this little menu thing actually looks like the Morpher.
I know, that was a really nice touch, but I remembered it being higher texturized. I guess the childhood was a little fuzzy and more creative. And N64, it looks like a web browser game.
Yeah, it looks like one of those like 90s Flash games. Like the menus anyways, they look like it.
Or like if you typed in like www.lightspeedrescue.com, you'd get that.
Well, since we're doing the wrap-up here, we still got quite a bit of time to talk, but I guess I should say, like, if people like this, we'll probably do more of them, because, like, we don't live that far away. It's not that much to...
Yeah, it's not that much trouble, aside from, cash, but it's not that much trouble.
Yeah. And,
I had fun doing this. I wouldn't mind doing like a few more, like on occasions, like not regularly.
Yeah, the only thing I was worried about is how our styles would mix, and like that was my main concern. I was like, well, is this gonna, like, I was kind of skeptical, like, of us coming together, because I didn't know if we would work. I didn't know if because we have very different styles of reviewing, for the most part, I like to keep it simple, and you like to go very in-depth with your stuff like the other guys. And you've been doing this a lot longer than me, so you've had a lot of time to adjust to different styles, so...
And just keep experimenting and so forth. But, well, we were both working on the script, so, you know, if, like, we can hear each other's input right there, so it wasn't like we both wrote the script, so it wasn't like I wrote the script and be like, oh, let's follow this. No, we didn't do that.
Yeah, and it was actually really easy to write the script with you. Like, we didn't, we bounced ideas off really easily, and
yeah, it went pretty fast and smooth. Like, we weren't like, oh, what should we say here? It's like, if one of us would be like, oh wait, what if we tried putting this? And it's like, oh, that's a good idea. Also,
I love this how I actually like explained how to use a feature in Vegas to you while we were filming.
Like, ever since Zero told me, like, pressing M and then typing like notes in there, like, ever since he told me that, the review during the editing, it is now filled with markers. If you saw my previous like editing, there are no markers.
Yeah, if you like, if I put this video into Vegas, I'll see all your markers, because when you render a video in Vegas, it keeps the markers on it. So if you open it in a Sony program, you can see them. I love this picture of your face. It looks like somebody punched you.
And then Zero's there at Ajisen Ramen.
ST0.
I know. I did not think about it.
I love this picture.
Yeah, it looks like it's feeding you.
Was I asleep when you took that one, or?
Yeah.
Was I? Oh, okay. Was I snoring on it? And that'll be something coming soon. And
Oh, here's
I love this part.
N01.
You edited this like perfectly, even though it caused you a lot of trouble.
Yeah, because we didn't when we were filming it. Wait, just watch this scene. This part where Zero disappears, that backdrop was actually. I had to crop him out for that because I didn't get Zero to move out of the scene, so like it looks like he disappeared. So that was kind of troublesome until I figured it out.
And you want to know what this is all about, guys? Well, you're gonna have to see my next video game review, which will be soon. So thanks for watching from 0 to 100, and hopefully we can do another one soon.
I mean, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. So stay tuned for more.